Sup, nation? Hope you're having an awesome Monday. My name, of course, is Philip DeFranco, and this is where I talk about newsy type stuff and things that matter to me today. And nation, let's talk Twinkies. Oh my god, this story makes me hate people. If you have not heard, which would be very surprising because Hostess and Twinkies has been more searched on Google than Gaza. Fucking mouth breathers. Hostess is having to file bankruptcy, and you are not gonna get Twinkies and those other things that you get to jam in your mouth because mommy never loved you, and everyone freaked out. But like I said on Twitter the day this happened, this is America, do not freak out. Freedom and obesity will always find a way here. And the way they found was eBay, with some boxes selling for like over $100. Now, now that everyone stopped panicking, they're still selling for like $20 to $40 a pop, which is just stupid. But my anger for the mouth breathers aside, it does beg the question, how could a company that makes money from giving fat Americans fatty food, how does that company declare bankruptcy? Like, it seems like you have an endless supply of consumers. Well, it came down to those unions, which are sometimes an amazing but also a terrible thing. And so many people turned against the evil bakers union for depriving them of their goodies. But like everything in life except women's rights, there was another side to the story. What would the bakers union not agree to? Well, according to one report, an 8% hourly pay cut in year one with additional cuts totaling 27% over 5 years. So that would take, let's say, top pay at a bakery $16 and drop it to under $12 in 5 years. So less money. 2, if you were in the bakers union, $3 an hour goes into your pension. That pension money was borrowed by the company when Hostess was having trouble back in the day, and the agreement on the table was that the bakers union were just shit out of luck. They would not get that money back. 3, a doubling of insurance premium. 4, lowering of overall quality on insurance plans. And 5, a total withdrawal of all pension plans. Like, if you don't have one now, you never will. So obviously this paints a completely different picture than, Hostess going, we tried to work with the unions, but they're not working with us, so we're gonna have to liquidate. Think of all those poor saps without jobs now. All because of them. But hey, those executives at Hostess are also out of a job. Think of those poor guys. They're gonna be in the unemployment line along with everyone. No, I'm just kidding. While the company's preparing for bankruptcy, a bunch of the executives gave each other raises. My favorite being the CEO of Hostess giving himself a 300% raise from around $750,000 a year to $2.55 million. But at the same time, is it still the union's fault? It's a recession, son. You gotta keep a job. That is 18,500 people that will no longer have work because an agreement could not be made. And that's the question, who do you blame? One side, the other, both of them? Because it hardly sounds like a negotiation when like your landlord comes up and he's like, hey, I'll let you keep working this place, but you're gonna have to pay about 40% more and I'm gonna fuck your wife. I know it's tough times, but this is the only way we can work it out. I mean, think of that poor landlord. I mean, he didn't want to ruin the quality of your life, but he's also not getting your rent money now, so bad news bears for everyone. I just like talking with a lisp almost sometimes. And next up, let's talk about gadgets. Specifically, do you go to sleep with like your phone in your hand or a laptop in your bed? Because if you are, you're stupid. You're dying, you're stupid, you're dead, you're stupid, I hate you. That's actually not true, and I'm not sure where that aggression came from. I am sorry. Because according to new research, much like myself, 95% of people have one of those devices in their bed. They get in bed, they're browsing the web, they're texting, they're watching TV right before they go to bed. With 90% of 18 to 29-year-olds saying that they actually fall asleep with like their phone or their laptop in bed like it is their partner. 1 in 4 people don't silence their cell phones before bed, and 1 in 10 saying they wake up constantly because of phone calls, emails, texts. It's almost like people are like, what, sleep? No, stuff is happening. I must know any and all things. But Phil, it's a part of my life. Is it really that big of a deal? Well, some ways. 63% of the people that said they use gadgets before they went to bed said that they don't actually feel rested when they wake up. And that's probably in part to scientists saying that, 2-hour exposure to light from electronic displays suppresses melatonin by 22%. Melatonin being the drug that promotes sleep in your body. You don't get your proper sleep, this raises stress and depressive symptoms in human beings. Then statistically, 1 in 5 car crashes is caused by drowsy driving. Statistically, 3 in 10 workers will fall asleep at their desk this month. Statistically, sleeping less than 6 hours a night on average will make it 50% more likely that you will have a heart attack. But the issue remains because I'm not going to stop using my phone or electronic devices before I go to bed. I know it's the smart thing to do. Hell, I even realize the hilarity that is the 10% of you that are watching me in bed right now. The question really isn't, are you doing it? It's just a matter of, is it before or after your sleepy night tug, or during? Talk about masturbation. Did you catch on? And so I guess the main point of this story is if you use your gadgets before you go to sleep, you gotta die. Now, granted, you will die anyway, but, well, there's really no but to that. You are going to die anyway. That's just life. But, nope, still nothing. You're just gonna die. I'm sorry, but if it's any, like, I don't know, silver lining, if I die before you and then you cease existing because you're all projections and figments of my imagination, I imagine, or at least at that point, don't imagine, it will be very, very painless and instant. Next on the chopping block, we have the sexy time news, which is thanks to the lovely ladies who sent in pictures to the nationissexy@gmail.com, either holding some Philly D swag, a sign that says hi nation, or writing it on their body, and my favorite 3 this week in no particular order are Nikki the Redhead, Linda the Bashful, and Sarah the Lover. Thanks to everyone that sent in pictures this week. If you want to be a part of it next week. Of course, send in pictures to thenationissexy@gmail.com. And if you want to see the full gallery today, link to that in the description down below. Then we have so many people making a big deal about Breaking Dawn Part 2 making $340.9 million worldwide over the weekend. But it should be noted, that wasn't the biggest premiere this year. Actually, if anything, it wasn't even the biggest premiere last week. In the first 24 hours of release, Black Ops 2 made $614 million. To give you a sense of scale, Halo 4 made $220 million in its first 24 hours. And the highest grossing movie of the year so far, Marvel's The Avengers, made $600 million, but that was after 2 weeks of sales. Obviously, the barrier for entry here plays a huge role, that being the price point to actually, enjoy one of these. Black Ops 2 being $65 and a movie being between $5 and $20 depending on where you live. That is a very, very big deal. And of course, over the weekend, the Wii U was launched, and I didn't get it because I don't know what happened in Nintendo advertising. I didn't even remember it was coming out. Now granted, I find it to be a nonsensical system that finally now catches up to the Xbox 360 and the PS3 as far as power. But mainly I didn't get it because it's sold out everywhere. Like literally, eBay is nothing but Twinkies and Wii U's right now. So that being said, that I don't have the system at hand, I can't give any reviews, but if you want to know more about the system, if you want to know which launch titles are good and bad, if you want to find out how to not brick your Wii U, it was happening, and since I can't fill you in, be sure to be source-fed. Link to that video and article down below. And then there was a huge update in the Elmo sex scandal. I can't believe that's a thing. If you have somehow not heard yet, Sheldon Stevens, this guy seen here, accused Kevin Clash, seen here, of having sex with him when he was underage. But now Sheldon Stevens, why do both of these guys have amazing alliteration for names? But anyway, now Sheldon has recanted his recantation, which means this is recantception. Or recant 2, the recantationing. Either way, choose your favorite, but what happened essentially, according to Sheldon, is that he was offered $125,000 of hush money. He was like, yes, I'll take that, sign something, but is now looking to undo the settlement, undo what he said, and I don't know. Honestly, at this point, I don't know if Sheldon is telling the truth. I can tell you what it looks like. It looks like a guy that maybe had an underage relationship, tried to extort this guy for money, got money, then realized he probably could have made way more money if he had just like held on to it and then announced it, and got like interview money, a book deal, something. According to TMZ, Stevens is saying that he was pressured into the deal, but I don't know how you get pressured into taking $125,000. But I guess the main thing I take away from this is even if Kevin Clash or his attorneys pressured this kid into taking $125,000, even if the story is true that if Sheldon had a relationship with him like way back and he was like 16 and some odd change, at this point it seems like one of two things. One, this is extortion of something that actually happened, or two, this is libel slander. But oddly enough, nation, that brings us to our question of the day today. What do you think should be the age of consent? 18, 16, 73 years old. Let me know what you think the legal age of consent should be, why, and how old you are right now. And to possibly win a $100 Amazon gift card, leave a comment down below, join the conversation, maybe hit the like button, favorite if you really like it. But of course, as always, my name's Philip DeFranco. You've just been filled in. I love your faces, and I'll see you tomorrow.